So, welcome everyone. My name is Angus Levie, and I will be presenting you Mainnet and the products that they provide. So, just a little bit about myself before we go any further, just so you have an idea of who I am and my background and where I'm coming from. I live in Ireland. I'm married with 2 adult children, and I'm a professional trader myself. I teach people how to trade binary options, which is a particular type of Forex trading. And we trade twice a day, every day during the weekdays. I'm also, as it happens to be, a hypnotherapist. So when I'm not trading, I'm helping people. And today I am now going to present to you Mainnet. So before we start, a quick disclaimer. Past results do not guarantee future results. Under no circumstances can Mainnet be identified with any financial organization. It sells software operating services. This presentation should in no way be considered as a type of solicitation, investment, or financial advice. Any interpretation of this document will not be the responsibility of Mainnet. So let's talk a bit about the company. Mainnet is experiencing huge growth in the auto trading industry. It's an international service provider. In other words, it operates throughout the world. It started its activities only this year. In fact, its launch was back in September. It's already present in over 40 different countries and is obviously involved in 4 of the high growth industries. So we have Forex, blockchain, working from home industry, and obviously in the internet. The CEO is Ciprian Ciceu, and I'll talk a little bit more about him in a little while. Now, let's talk a little bit about the structure of the company. The company is based in Romania, where the head office is in Bucharest. However, its registered offices are in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, we will be opening up physical offices in other parts of Europe, Dubai and Miami, as you can see there. So who is the person behind Mainnet? Well, his name is Ciprian Ciceu. He is from Romania, but has lived most of his life in Belgium. He's an entrepreneur, and he has started many different restaurants, and he's been in the hotel business. And then several years ago, he got into trading and was very successful at that. And then in 2017, he started up the B-Trader Academy in Romania. He also had a franchise over in Miami as well. Then in 2019, he set up Petrocoin, which is a token based on the ERC20 utility or blockchain. And then in 2020, he decided to create a team who would be able to use his experience and develop an expert advisor, or EA, that would be able to automatically trade the Forex markets using the experience that he's built up in many years. Now, in 2022, Mainnet, as I've already mentioned, launched officially. So what is the Forex market? Well, Forex is basically the shortened version of foreign exchange. It's the largest market in the world in terms of daily movement of money, with over 6 trillion in daily volume. Now, I just want you to think about that figure, 6 trillion. That's a 6 with 9 zeros behind it, okay? It's more than most countries' annual turnover, okay? Countries I'm talking about here. It's massive. It's a truly massive amount of money. And we as traders usually like to take just a little fraction here and there. but it's used by companies, banks, institutions all around the world to buy and sell money. And usually they use it for example, businesses will use it for purchasing products in another country. But you've done it already. If you've ever had to go abroad, for example, let's say you're in the States and you're heading to Canada, well, you'll need to purchase Canadian dollars. So you'll go to your bank maybe, and you will purchase Canadian dollars from them. That is a Forex or foreign exchange. And you go off on your trip to Canada, and when you come back again, you're going to sell whatever Canadian dollars you might have left for US dollars. Okay. Now, in the interim period, the value between the two currencies may have changed a little bit. Okay. And it's that changing of price, which actually happens on the millisecond, that we take advantage of as traders to make money. Now, it operates 5 days a week, usually starting Sunday evening for those of us in Europe, when the Asian market starts in Japan, and it carries on through. I just ask people if you could keep yourselves muted, please. It carries on until the finish of the US market on a Friday evening. So that's the hours that it operates. Now, let's talk a bit about the product that Mainnet has. Well, it's basically what we call an EA, or expert advisor. This is a program that runs automatically on a broker platform, trading currencies for us. It's extremely profitable EA that's generated profits for our clients by auto trading around the clock with multiple trades per day. Trading strategies are based on volume analysis, accurate statistics, and probabilistic research. The Mainnet EA allows us to obtain a positive return in virtually all market conditions and to generate profitable daily operations in the financial markets. So how does it work? Well, basically, you as a customer will be purchasing a software license. Now, this can be anywhere from $25 up to $50,000 license. And this license will then entitle you to a share of the company's profits that they make through trading. And these profits can be anywhere up to 0.75%, 0.75% per day. Now, the average, to be honest, is around between 0.4 to 0.45 is probably the average we get every day, but it can go up to 0.75%. Now, that's paid out on a daily basis, but that would accumulate up to 400% per year. Now, there are some fees involved here. When you deposit, there's a $2 fee, and when you purchase a license, there's a $10 fee. And then when you withdraw, there's a 3% fee of whatever money you withdraw. And that can be, you know, for example, your profits, or there are also commissions payable as well. And I'll talk a bit about them in a little while. So let's just talk about the license. Well, the license generates up to 400% of what you put in. So let's say you're buying a $10,000 license, okay, or a $1,000 license. Let's work on 1,000. That license can pay out up to 15% per month. So that's $150 profit on that 1,000 license fee. And as you can see here on the top, you know, after 2 months, you have 300. After 3 months, you'll have received 450, and so on and so on. So that would accumulate up to 180% gain. Now, what happens though, if you leave all your profits in there and allow them to also be traded for you? Well, this is what we call compounding. And compound interest, Albert Einstein said, was the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. In other words, if you're putting your money into the bank savings or credit union savings, they might give you, I know it's probably gone up recently, but last year, for example, I think they were giving 0.1% per year. Okay. Now, once you take inflation into effect, you're actually losing money. I mean, inflation, most places around the world is running from anywhere from 8 to 10% at the moment. Some countries, for example, in Turkey, it's 85%. Now, if you're only getting a couple of percent from the bank in a year, you're actually losing money on your savings. But by compounding with this, you can actually see here that each month your fund increases, so that by the end of a year, you have your $4,000, okay, in your fund. Now it would actually accumulate to over 430%, but once your license reaches 4,000, in this case, it expires. Okay, so the maximum each license can generate is 4 times whatever the purchase value was. Or it also will expire after 1 year, 365 days, depending which comes first. Now, how and why is this company profitable? Well, it's really important that a company is obviously making money in order for it to be profitable. And one of the big problems with many companies is that they overextend themselves and they end up losing money. But Ciprian's devised a very simple way of the company retaining and making money. So when we purchase a license, 70% of that license goes towards the trading, and then 30% is held for marketing. And that marketing is used to help build the business and pay out the affiliate fees to members. Now, as I mentioned already, there's different costs involved. There's the deposit fee of $2, withdrawal fees of 3%, and then the license purchase fee of $10. And then finally, for those who are earning affiliate commissions, now there's no requirement to introduce anyone, but if you do, 70% of your affiliate commissions goes into a cash wallet, which you can extract at any time, and then 30% goes into what's called the business wallet. Now, that fund can only be used to repurchase licenses. And you'll see, as I explain later, why that's important for you to be able to do that. And then obviously at the end of the license period, whether it's the 400% gain or the 365 days, the company obviously continues to earn money on that license fee that you paid, and that's how they will gain money as time goes on. That will be very profitable. So you'll see that the company will actually be very profitable in its own right. So let's talk about how the company expands. Well, most companies work by advertising, TV and radio, telemarketing, etc., in order to be able to introduce or gather customers for themselves. But Mainnet is using a tried and tested system called relationship marketing. Some people may call it multi-level marketing as well. Now, basically all that means is that people like you and I who are involved with a product, we introduce or tell others about it. Now, let me give you an example. You actually do relationship marketing already. How many of us have gone to see a film and it was brilliant and we really enjoyed it and we told others about it? That is relationship marketing. Now, those people go along to watch the film and they also enjoy it and they tell their friends about it. But does the cinema actually give you any remuneration for introducing new customers to them? Probably not. But the difference here is Mainnet will give you remuneration for anybody you introduce to them who uses their services. So let's talk about that remuneration and how it works. Well, we've 4 ways in which you can make money with Mainnet. Obviously, it's really 5. The first one, obviously, is the return on the license fee that you get each day, up to 0.75%. But as you introduce people to the business, you'll be paid 4 different ways: Uni Level Bonus, Residual Bonus, Leadership Bonus, and the Infinity Pool Bonus. So let's talk about each of those. The first one is the Uni Level Bonus. Now, what you can see here is different levels, and it goes from 4% all the way up to 20%. This is a payment that is paid by the company to you as people purchase licenses. Now, it starts off at the very bottom with the starter pack, where you would receive 4%. And as the volume grows of the people that you introduce and they introduce underneath you, so too will the percentage that you will receive from any license purchased by the people you personally introduce. Okay, so for example, at diamond level, this is where you have an overall volume in your downline, we call it, of 75,000. Now, this must be 50%, must be at least in one, what we call leg, and 50% in all the other ones. So your strongest team, we'll call them, must have at least half of that. That's $37,500 in your strong leg, and then all of the other legs that you have would accumulate to at least that amount as well. And that's how you grow in the amount that you receive. So you can see at the top end, you can receive up to 20% of whatever anybody purchases in the license fee. But it doesn't end there. We also have the Uni Level Bonus. Now, basically what this is, it's basically a fee, you could say, paid to you as your team grows, because you're going to be, helping other members within your team. And let's say you have introduced 3 people, and you're at the very top, Royal Ambassador at 20%. And underneath you, you've got somebody who's Black Diamond, somebody who's Ambassador, and somebody who is Blue Diamond. And they will earn respectively 17, 19, and 14% on their team. Okay. Now, let's say underneath them, they've also got these other levels. Okay. Now, the difference between the Red Diamond, who's at 16%, and the Black Diamond at 17% is 1%. Okay. But the difference between Black Diamond and Royal Ambassador is 3%. So you would receive that extra 3% that Black Diamond doesn't get from the 20%. I hope I'm making sense here. But, it varies depending on the different levels that people are as it goes down. But let me assure you that this accumulates over time to be quite a nice, sizable income. And then finally, we have the Residual Bonus. This is a bonus that is paid to you from the profits that people earn on a daily basis. So let's say, and we'll just take a monthly basis here, although it is paid out daily. Let's say you introduce somebody and they put in their £1,000 of a license, and they earn $150 in that month. Now, your commission on the Residual Bonus is 6% on your directs. Okay, this would amount to $9 per month based on 15% return to them. Now, it doesn't stop there, though. You also earn 4.5% on your second and third level, 4% on your your fourth and fifth, 3%, pardon me, on your fourth, fifth, and sixth, and then between 7th and 10th level, you earn 1.5%. Again, folks, this mounts up quite quickly to provide you with a very nice, sizable income. Now, I want you to remember, though, that, you know, those license fees you bought at the very beginning, all of the bonuses you get also accumulate, okay, towards that 400%. So you will be needing to reinvest in new licenses as each license achieves its 400% through profits plus whatever bonuses you may receive. Now, you are required, depending on your rank, to have various bonus levels. So at the start, it's just $25 license fee. By the time you get up to diamond, you need to have at least 500 of a license in the company. But don't worry, by the time you get to diamond, you will have received so many bonuses that you'll have received this several times over. Now, remember what I talked about before. You need one strong leg, which will, for example, diamond level, will be at least 37,500 in overall volume. And then all your other branches, okay, will also need to have received 37,500 in volume. And as you go through those ranks, you will receive a leadership bonus. So it starts off at $5 for Jade and carries on all the way up to Royal Ambassador, where you would receive 1.5 million. Well, that's accumulated bonuses, but it's quite nice by the time you get to the top. And then finally, we have, well, it's not finally, it's the second last one, you have your leadership bonus. And these are just gifts that the company gives you as you achieve the higher ranks. So at Blue Diamond, you will receive an iPhone 14, or if by the time you get there, it's the iPhone 15, you'll get the iPhone 15. And then you get an iPad for Green Diamond and so on and so forth. So at the very top level of Royal Ambassador, you actually receive an apartment in Dubai, fully paid for. You can also get, in the meantime, a Mercedes and a Lamborghini as well. Not bad. Now, some of you may be thinking, gosh, I don't think I can ever achieve those levels. But you only have to maybe introduce a few people personally, and you never know how many they may introduce in turn. And before you know it, it just starts to grow exponentially. Now, I've been in multi-level marketing businesses, gosh, for over 25 years now. So, you know, from my experience, it just can suddenly take off because you don't know how many levels down. There's suddenly somebody who comes in who just takes this business and decides to run with it and carries you along with them. So it's very exciting. Now, the company is going to be supporting all new members and old members through web conferences, public presentations. They're actually looking at doing a world tour next year, training live and online, and it's going to help you to build your team. So let's look at the roadmap that is available with Mainnet. Well, as I mentioned earlier, the company started in 2022, and in December, in just 2 weeks' time, on the 4th of December, our first get-together is happening in Dubai. And anyone who reaches the level of diamond or above is going to have their flights and accommodation paid for to go to that trip. Now, anybody is welcome to attend. I think it's $195 for the ticket, and you'll see all the details in the back office when you join. But you'd obviously be responsible for your own flight and accommodation. But I do know that Jerome, who is our Red Diamond, has a couple of free accommodation available with Airbnb. So if you really want to go and just even to check it out, it is possible. And as I mentioned, in 2023, there'll be an international tour with incentives, etc., covering Europe, Asia, Africa, and America. Then in September, we are hoping to have 100,000 members in the company. And then during 2024, and 24, I mean, we'll be looking to expand the business. And I'll talk a bit about that in a moment. All the way up to the September of 2024, we have an ambition to have 1 million members in the company. So let's talk a little bit more about that vision, that growth that the company is looking to attain. Well, we're looking to launch our own broker, a Forex broker. And this is really important because if you're familiar with trading yourself, you know that, there's different types of Forex broker. There's an A book and a B book type. And the A book actually works against you. They trade actively against you, and they widen spreads and do all sorts of shady stuff just to knock out your trades and take your profits from you. So we're looking to create our own brokerage. And also, what I didn't mention to you is Ciprian is actually professor of crypto in the university in Bucharest. So he's also looking to open up our own crypto exchange, which will be very exciting. Now, one of the things that's going to go alongside that is your own MasterCard debit card. Those of you who are already within the crypto world may know Binance and a couple of others which offer you a debit card where you can simply and easily take your cryptocurrency out from your account. And the same will apply for those members of Mainnet. We'll have our own debit card, and you'll be able to take your profits and your earnings from Mainnet out direct from your card. So that's very exciting. I'm looking forward to that myself. Makes life a lot easier. So we're coming to the end of the presentation, folks. All that's left for me to say is thank you for listening to me, and I hope that you've been given a bit of an idea of who Mainnet are, how they operate, and our goals and vision for the future. So I want you to think about what I've told you. You may have some questions. Please feel free to get back to the person who invited you to this presentation and ask them any questions that you may have. Now, if they're not able to answer your question directly, they, I'm sure, would be more than happy to go ahead and ask their upline for the answer. But I look forward to meeting each and every one of you on the other side. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate your time. And no matter what you do, I hope that everything goes well for you. Thank you and good night.